This is Jarrod Horak, and my Del Mar Horse of the Day video series continues Saturday, November 25th with the Seabiscuit Handicap. I've been doing these Del Mar Horse of the Day videos for the entire Bing Crosby season. It began on November 10th, and the videos will go straight through December 3rd, their closing day. So keep checking my YouTube channel each day for these Del Mar Horse of the Day videos. And if you're interested in my full card analysis at Del Mar, you will find those full cards at therunawayhorse.com on my sales page. That's my personal website. You can also purchase my full cards at Del Mar at todaysracingdigest.com. And speaking of the digest, if you're interested in reading my handicapping articles for the Del Mar Bing Crosby season, you will find those handicapping articles at todaysracingdigest.com in their news section. I've posted a bunch of articles throughout the entire meet, and I'll continue to post more. So check that Today's Racing Digest website out for my handicapping articles. And if you're interested in the complete digest at Del Mar, which includes past performances, analysis, wagering strategies, speed and pace ratings, and much more, you will find that long-time product at todaysracingdigest.com. And the digest has been covering Southern California racing since 1970. And now we will get into the analysis of this video. 7th race at Del Mar, Saturday, November 25th. Grade 2, $200,000 Seabiscuit Handicap for 3-year-olds and up, traveling 1 mile and 1/16 on the turf course. And the scheduled post time is 6:25 p.m. Eastern. And let's pull up the field right now. And breaking from the inside post, Sumter for trainer Richard Mandela. And this one, probably the one to catch, under Edwin Maldonado. 12-1 morning line. Easter is the next one in line for trainer Phil D'Amato, and this is one of 3 Phil D'Amato trainees in this race. Antonio Fresu is going to ride, and this one's 3-1 morning line. Balnikov is the second Phil D'Amato trainee with Hector Barrios aboard at 8-1. And then you have Hong Kong Harry for D'Amato, your 8-5 morning line favorite under Juan Hernandez. Yes This Time for trainer Peter Miller with Kyle Frey in the irons at 20-1. And then you have Cabo Spirit, George Papapadromo, Victor Espinoza at 8-1. And then you have Astronomer, another horse that could impact the pace. Umberto Rispoli is the pilot, and he's 3-1. And then finally, Front Run the Fed with Giovanni Franco aboard, and he's 12-1 morning line. And now we will look at the Today's Racing Digest final time ratings, and you will see that Easter got a 149 last time out, and he was my top choice, and Frankie Dettori rode him that day, and he rallied from off the pace to win the restricted lure stakes. That was a nice effort, and now he's stepping up into a graded race. Hong Kong Harry also has a 149. He won the City of Hope Mile last time, a grade 2 at Santa Anita, and he ended up skipping the Breeders' Cup Mile and targeting this race, and he won this race last year. So those are the fastest 2 horses. And then you have Astronomer. He has a 147, so he's capable. He ran a good race, just missing in that City of Hope Mile, and then he was overmatched in the Breeders' Cup Mile last time out. So those are the 3 fastest horses. And then behind them, Balnikov with a 144 a few starts back. He will try to get involved late. And now we will go through the field, and we'll see if we can come up with any other handicapping angles. Sumter, the one to catch in here. 5.5 furlongs last time out in an allowance race. He set the pace and he finished second, beaten a length. He put blinkers back on a couple starts back. He put blinkers on in the Eddie D a couple starts back, and he ended up was 10th early. He was in traffic and he didn't run his race. But then last time he got out there like he likes to do, and he ended up missing by a length. And now stretching back out in distance. He's run longer distances before. He was no threat in the grade 2 Del Mar Mile a few starts back after setting the pace and fading to finish 10th and last. But he can handle some longer distances. The 1 mile Mathis Brothers Mile at Santa Anita Park of December of 2022 set the pace and finished 3rd. He was in the La Jolla. He finished 3rd in 2022 at 1 mile and 1/16 at Del Mar. And he did win the Singletary, hanging on by a nose at 1 mile. He can handle longer distances, but that isn't his best game. I think maybe like a 6.5 furlong turf sprint would probably suit him better. But he'll hang in there and take them as far as he can. Easter, big effort last time for trainer Graham Moshing, winning that lure stakes. He was the 2-1 favorite. He was bet down, and he won that one nicely as my best bet top choice. And he's a 1 mile specialist. His last 3 wins at Aqueduct, at Belmont Park and then Santa Anita, they were all 1 mile races, including that Lure Stakes. He did handle a mile and an eighth at Saratoga earlier this summer when he rallied to finish second by a neck. But I think he's best at a mile. He has 2 starts at this distance with 2 show finishes. Balnikov likes to get involved late. He won the Oceanside Stakes at Del Mar. That was a 1 mile race on turf, July of 2022. And he won the Grade 3 Bryan Station at Keeneland later that year. And then in the Mathis Mile, in that race, he missed by a nose, finishing in front of Sumter. And his best effort this year was the victory in the Grade 3 San Francisco Mile at Golden Gate Fields when he got up by a nose. And then he was second, beaten 3/4 of a length in the Grade 2 Eddie Reed at Del Mar. His last 2 starts, the Del Mar Mile, that Grade 2 Eddie D Stakes, he was 8th in both of those races. On his best day, he can make a decent late run. Hong Kong Harry won this race last year. He's 10 for 17 overall. He's 2 for 3 with a runner-up finish at Del Mar, and he's 1 for 1 at this distance. And as I said, he won this race last year, rallying from off the pace and winning by a neck. After that, in his next 3 starts, he was 4th in the Kilroe Mile, 2nd in the Turf Classic Grade 1 at Churchill, 3rd in the Grade 1 Shoemaker Mile, and then he bounced back with a victory in the Grade 2 City of Hope Mile as the favorite last time out, defeating Astronomer by a neck, stalking the pace. He can close, he can stalk. I think in this race he's going to stalk the pace under Juan Hernandez, who got acquainted with him last time. Yes, this time, in the John Henry turf last time out, he was 6th in an 8-horse field. He just looks overmatched. He was in a restricted race in his first start after the Peter Miller claim in the Tappet Stakes at Kentucky Downs, and he rallied to finish 3rd. That was in August, and then last time, like I said, he was 6th. He does like this distance: 7 starts, 2 wins, a 2nd and 2/3. 1 start at Del Mar with 1 runner-up finish, and that was in an optional claiming race, and he was claimed out of that race. I think he's probably overmatched in here. Cabo Spirit, George Papapadromo, he's 2 for 6 at Del Mar, 1 for 1 at this distance. He was 3rd behind Easter in the Lure Stakes last time out. Just looking at his overall form, he hasn't won since the 2022 Twilight Derby. Astronomer, he's 3 for 8 with a runner-up finish. He's 2 for 4 at Del Mar, and he hasn't run at this distance. Overmatched in the Breeders' Cup Mile, pressing the pace. Prior to that, in that City of Hope Mile, he missed by a neck, setting the pace there. And I would expect that he's going to be up on the pace in this spot. He is a stakes winner at Del Mar. He won the Golden Mile, a 1 mile race, November of 2021. That was his last stakes win. Front Run the Fed, a turf sprint specialist, stretching out in distance. And I think he's probably going to be up against it in here. He did win a little stakes race at Colonial Downs at 5.5 furlongs on their turf course, July of 2023. But he's going to be sitting back and probably going to be outrun, not going to be able to make up enough ground. So I think the pace of this race and the race shape looks like Sumter from the inside post setting the pace. And then you have Astronomer probably chasing him from second. And then you have Hong Kong Harry probably sitting behind those two. And he's got that tactical speed, and he can get the jump on the late runners. And some of the late runners include Easter and Balnikov. So I think that Hong Kong Harry, just based on how this race plays out, he's going to get the first run on the closers, and he won this race last year. He's been targeting this race for quite some time, and he looks like he's sitting on a good effort. He had a bullet workout for this on November 19th, 4 furlongs on the Del Mar turf course in 48 and change, best of 19. Coming to this race the right way, he's the deserving favorite. So Hong Kong Harry is going to be my top choice in the Seabiscuit Handicap at Del Mar for Saturday, November 25th. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if you like this horse racing content. And that will do it for this video. And stay tuned for my video for Sunday, November 26th. I'm going to be doing the native diver at Del Mar. So that'll be my next horse of the day video. Until I see you then, good luck at the races.